Have you ever heard the phrase, "as old as Methuselah"? It's a common saying, but do you actually know who Methuselah was? Let's dive into one of the most fascinating figures from ancient texts. Methuselah is a biblical patriarch mentioned in the book of Genesis. He's most famous for one thing, his incredible lifespan. According to the scriptures, he was the son of Enoch and the grandfather of Noah. Yes, the very same Noah who built the ark. Imagine being part of a family that includes figures who walked with God and survived a world-altering flood. Methuselah's story is woven into the very fabric of one of the most epic narratives in human history. He lived in a world that was, according to the text, growing increasingly wicked, and his life bridges the gap between a primordial, idyllic time and the great cataclysm that would reshape the earth. He wasn't just some random guy. He was part of a lineage that was central to the entire biblical narrative leading up to the flood. So when you hear his name, think of him as a key link in a very important chain of history. So, how long did Methuselah actually live? Get ready for this because the number is staggering. According to the biblical account in Genesis chapter 5, verse 27, the whole lifetime of Methuselah was 969 years. Let that sink in. 969 years. That makes him the longest living person mentioned in the entire Bible. To put that into perspective, if someone were born in the year 1055, they would still be alive today. They would have witnessed the Norman conquest of England, the signing of the Magna Carta, the entire Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution, and the invention of the Internet. It's a lifespan that is almost impossible for us to comprehend in our modern world, where living to 100 is a remarkable achievement. This incredible age is why his name has become synonymous with longevity. Scholars and theologians have debated for centuries whether this number should be taken literally or if it's symbolic, perhaps representing a different way of counting years or symbolizing the great piety of the early patriarchs. But regardless of interpretation, the number itself, 969, is what has cemented Methuselah's legacy in our collective consciousness. Now for the big question, with a lifespan like that, is it possible that Methuselah is still alive? Could he have survived the Great Flood and still be wandering the earth today? Well, according to the biblical timeline, the answer is no. The scriptures are quite specific about this. The Great Flood began in the 600th year of Noah's life. If you do the math based on the genealogies in Genesis, Methuselah died in the very same year that the flood began. Some traditions and interpretations suggest he died just before the floodwaters came, while others believe he may have perished in the flood itself. Either way, his death marks the end of an era, the pre-flood world. The narrative makes it clear that only Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives, 8 people in total, were saved on the ark. So, while the idea of a nearly 1,000-year-old man still being around is a fun thought experiment, the story itself gives us a definitive ending to his life. His incredible longevity serves as a powerful symbol of a lost, ancient world, a time when the rules of life and time itself seem to be very different. So, Methuselah wasn't just a man who lived a long time. He was a bridge between epochs, the grandfather of the man chosen to save humanity, and a symbol of an age that has long since passed into legend. His story continues to fascinate us, raising questions about history, faith, and the very limits of human life. What do you think about Methuselah's incredible age? Is it literal or symbolic? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the past, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.